Good day, grade 9. Today we're going to start with credit sales. Now you know about sales, but what sales have you been doing so far? Only cash sales. And you know how to do that. Cash sales, it involves my bank, my sales, my cost of sales, my trading stock, and eventually I make a profit. But what's the difference between credit sales and cash sales? Now, credit sales is sales that we do now, and we only receive the money for it later. So we've got a client, he comes in, he buys a bags full of goods, walks out, and only pays me at the end of the month or at the end of some financial period. And the name of that person is a debtor. So a debtor is someone who owes me money. Now, what is a debtor? Where does it fit in my accounting equation? A debtor is also an asset. A debtor is an asset. Right, so what source document is involved when we sell goods on credit? It's an invoice. So we will learn about that a little later. But first of all, we need to see what is the effect on the accounting equation for credit sales. Now, your textbook must be open on page 82, and you can just go and read through that. I explained some of that to you, and then there's a few examples, but we are going to go straight away to exercise 20, and we're going to do the exercise. Now, I printed another one for you, so I just want to get that out. Here it is, exercise 20. So let's see, how does this credit sales affect my accounting equation? Right, so you know now that my debtor is an asset. Very important that you know that, an asset. And credit sales is different from cash sales. How? If you sell for cash, then you get the money immediately. But if you sell on credit, you get the money later. Right, so let's see. What are the transactions? Sold trading stock, first one, to a Zettler on credit for 12,800 Rand, and we issued an invoice. And the original cost price of the trading stock that I'm going to sell now was 11,600 Rand. So what does that mean? If I sell something for 12,800 Rand, and that something costs me 11,600, what do I make? Now, you know that by now. Yes, you are right. You make a profit of 1,200 Rand. That's my profit. That's the money that I'm going to put in my pocket. So let's see what is the effect on the accounting equation. So we're doing number one. Now, first of all, we sell on credit to Zettler. Zettler is a debtor. Debtor is an asset. So what happens to my assets? My assets increase because they owe me more money, 12,800 Rand. The reason is my debtors increase. But in the same time, I sell my trading stock. So what happens to my trading stock? My trading stock decreases. And what is trading stock? Trading stock is also an asset. It decreases with 11,600 Rand, and that's also my reason. Trading stock decreases. Trading stock decreases. And what is the effect of this on my owner's equity? Yes, I am making a profit. So plus 1,200 Rand, and that is a profit. Right, let's look at number two. Now, number two you should be able to do on your own now. And can you see the only difference between cash sales and credit sales is instead of bank, we now have debtors. But debtors is also an asset, so the effect on the equation is going to be exactly the same. Let's look at number two. Number two, and we issued an invoice to D. Visser for trading stock sold to him on credit, 15,200 Rand. So that is the price I sold it for. But that cost me 14,300 Rand when I first purchased that trading stock. Right, so let's make the entry. First of all, I sell it for 15,200. I don't get it. I will get it at a later stage, but it still increases my assets. Why? Because a debtor is an asset and my debtors increased. Right, what happens to my trading stock? My trading stock decreased because it went out of the listen to me, out of the window. It went out of my door, out of my shop. So my trading stock decreased. Right. What was the effect of this? I made a profit of 900 Rand. Yes, 15,200 minus the 14,300. So that was a profit of 900 Rand profit. Right, grade 9, I'm going to do the next one. I'm going to do all in one operation. So I sell to Nivot and to Stefan's. So what's the total that I sold? You add those up, and that you will see is 25,000. What is it? 25,500 altogether. The cost price of those was 23,800. And what did I make in this case? In this case, I made a profit of 1,100 Rand, and in this case, I made a profit of 600 Rand. So my total profit is 1,700 Rand. Right, so let's make the entry of this. Now, by now, you should be able to do that. Quick. Number 3. So I'm going to increase my debtors, 25. See, you can't see, 25,500 debtors increased. Right, but what happened? All the goods traveled out of my shop, so it decreases with 23,000, sorry gentlemen, 23,800, 23,800. My trading stock decreased because I don't have that anymore. Trading stock decreased, and the total of my profit is 1,700 Rand, so plus 1,700 Rand, and that was my profit for those two transactions together. You can also do them separately, but it's quicker to do that in one operation. Your teacher will ask you and will tell you how to answer this. So the next step, we're going to show you how these transactions are recorded in a journal, and you will get that video on Wednesday. Thank you, grade 9.